This morning, I sent an email to my email list reminding them that if they woke up this morning saying today is going to be a money day, let's make sure it's a money day. Wake up saying that you are going to drive revenue, and don't let Canva, fonts, reorganizing, or even ChatGPT getting in the way of you performing your revenue generating tasks. Hey, I'm Dee, and I am a strategic thought partner and executive advisor to owners and operators that want to work smarter in their business. You have teams you want to lead, revenue you want to drive, and client experiences that you want to exceed every single time. So come on into the room. Let's talk about 7 places you are leaving money on the table in your business. So welcome in. Let me just put the title here so I can pin it. It feels so good to be live. I haven't been live in such a long time. 7 places. Welcome, Miss Lady. Listen, I don't believe in leaving money on the table. So if we could talk about it today and somebody could get freed, we're going to talk about it today. Let me pin my little comment. I just sent the email to my email list. So y'all come on in to the room on a Saturday night. All right. So the number one place that you are leaving money on the table is past clients. Listen, I am a client retention queen, and I know what retaining your clients can do for your business. And this is why this is one of the things that I do with every single one of my clients. I looked at some data the other day about 2 clients. One client had been my client for 18 years, and the other had been my client for, I believe it was 22 years. And one of the things that as a CEO in business, you want to always look at is the lifetime value of your clients. Can I tell you that one of these clients over the lifespan of their contract with me produced over $790,000? That's one client. That's almost $1 million. One client. This other client that I'm talking about spent over $246,000 with me. Now, granted, I was a director of sales and marketing working for another entity, but I'm just showing you the value in doing good work, doing what you said you would do, and inviting your people back. So I want you to think about your past clients. I actually want you to think about the last 3 clients that you served, and I want you to think about what these people had in common. I want you to think about why they came to you. I want you to think about the situation in which they paid you. I want you to think about how they met you, because that is data that matters for your sales, right? So the number one place that you are leaving money on the table is in not inviting past clients back. Now, of course, if things didn't go so well, that might be a different conversation. But if you had someone who paid you, you did what you were supposed to do, it was a positive experience for both you and them, and you would like them to come back, you would like to participate and purchase with them, I want you to invite them back. I had a session with one of my mentors the other day, and I said to her, you're doing a whole lot of marketing. You are doing a whole lot of marketing, and I love that for you. But let's talk about when you're asking for the sale. This is going to be number 2. The second place that you're leaving money on the table is that you are showing up to do a whole lot of marketing, but you don't have a sales strategy on the tail end of that thing. So here's what I'm talking about. If you've been here a while, you know I say that sales and marketing are fraternal twins. Hey, Jay, right? Sales and marketing are fraternal twins. So if you are showing up to do all of this marketing, you are either paying for ads, you are creating organic content, and you are doing all of these things, that visibility, brand awareness, and all the things, and you don't have a plan to ask for the sale on the tail, and you're leaving money on the table. I talked to a woman the other day, and she had conversations with over 50 people. And I asked her, of those conversations, how many of them are leads? Now, I'm not saying ask for the sale. If you're supposed to be having coffee with somebody, let coffee be coffee. But what I'm saying to you is, you mean to tell me that you had conversations with all these people as a business owner and you couldn't help any of them? She said, actually, I could. And I said, okay, so talk to me about that. She said, well, I didn't know what to do. Well, did you ask them, can I help you with this thing that I help you with? So here's the thing. When you are marketing and you're striking up those conversations, you need to be looking for cues. There's something that we call sales cues. And those are the cues that let you know that somebody is interested in the thing that you have. It might be this is for me. People are sharing it. People are saving it. People are talking to you real nice in the comments. As a business owner, those are not things that you can ignore. Right? She said to me, yeah, because I was talking to a lady and she was like, I love your packages. This is something that I would need. And I said, and what was your response? She said, well, I didn't say anything. That is not the moment to freeze or fawn. That is the moment for you to stand in your authority and say, you know what? She just said that she needs what I have. Let me ask her, can we continue the conversation? Because that's another mistake I see people make too, right? You're going to networking events thinking I'm automatically going to close a sale. That's not what networking is for. Think of networking like when you meet someone for the first time, because likely you're meeting that person for the first time. It's not a date. It's a hello and a chat over a spritzer and a coffee. When you're putting everything in its rightful place, because networking is marketing. Think about what marketing is. It is for visibility. When I go to marketing events, I have a goal. I have a goal for the length of time that I'm going to stay, and I have a goal for the number of connections that I'm going to make. But I'm also never, ever, 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 ever going into rooms where my people will not be. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going into the rooms just to say I'm going to be there. Because sometimes what happens at networking events is people are just going to networking events because it's something to do. They're needing that connection. They're just starting out. They're not really sure. And so sometimes it's a bomb. And sometimes when you're showing up with intention, because again, it is still marketing, you are going to make an intentional connection that may not lead to a sale right now, but it absolutely may lead to a collaboration, a connection, or something down the line. Someone may need you or you may need someone. So the first mistake that I see people making, that they're leaving money on the table, is not inviting past clients back. The second place you're leaving money on the table is not having your marketing strategies tied to a sales strategy. The third place you're leaving money on the table is your reviews. So we have something in marketing called market research, right? You have your internal market research and you have your external market research. If your people are leaving reviews for you, that is data that you need to do something with it, whether it's happy customers or sad customers. Because at the end of the day, even sad customers are opportunities. Or upset customers. If something did not go according to plan, that then creates an opportunity for you to either improve a process or do something different, communicate something. Maybe it's an FAQ. There is something that still can happen in your business. It's data. It's something that can help turn. Listen, I have had things happen in business, not at Pink Leaf Consulting per se, but in corporate America that could have absolutely ruined a relationship. But it's all in the way that you handle it and all in the feedback that you take and the changes that you make that can then help you generate revenue. So use your reviews. Listen to what people are saying to you. Look at those for opportunities, for products, for upsells, for things to do, and for things not to do. The number four, the fourth place, is frequently asked questions. Listen, this is an absolute gold mine. Baby, I have made thousands of dollars off of frequently asked questions, because the first time someone asks me a question, I'm going to pay attention, right? Because I'm an avid listener, I'm a communicator. But if I hear that question a second time, I'm perked up. And I'm leaning in, because that means that there is money on the table. What comes to mind specifically is when I was in corporate, and anytime I would have a wedding and people would have wedding blocks and they would come in and they say, do you have, a room where we can get ready? Do you have any, hors d'oeuvres or, petite pastries that we could have for my mom and my sister while we get dressed? Do you have anything? You asked me for it once. But let a second person ask you for it. Oh, it will be available. And at the time that you book, you will be presented with that, right? I'm going to get you, when you sign your contract, this is the thing that you asked me for. But here is the thing that other people like you ask me for. Okay, you wanted a wedding block, but brides that get married in May also love our wine spritzers on the front patio. Brides that get married in May also love, the food truck after their wedding reception ends, because everyone's, had a good time and been drinking and they're going to spend money and they want the greasy food. Frequently asked questions will produce incremental revenue in your business every single time. I promise you. Let's see. So, how many was that? Past clients, reviews, frequently asked questions, your marketing not tied to sales, your expertise. If you are in my community, you likely have a level of expertise because I know you. You have spent years honing your craft, getting better. You still go down rabbit holes, making sure that you are the absolute best at what you do. How are you planning to leverage? Hey, Miss Lady, how are you planning to leverage that expertise? Or do you want to do classes? Do you want to host events? Do you want to teach someone else to do the skill that you do? How is that skill going to continue to pay you? This is an additional stream of revenue that really doesn't require you to do a whole lot more except tell people about that good thing. How many times have people asked you, how do you do that? How'd you get started in that? Tell me more about that. That could be an opportunity, and that could be a space that you are leaving money on the table. So your expertise. The next one, follow up. Listen, I'm a salesperson, and I know you've probably heard the fortunes in the follow up, because it is. Listen to me. Before I got on this live stream, I made a list. For the last 6 months, how many people have I reached out to, followed up with, and had it produce revenue? 6 people. 6 people. And hold on, let me do some quick math for you. And $15,000. 6 people and $15,000 from me following up. And one of the people is a man that I connected with last March and hadn't purchased from me yet. 6 people. I'm going to say that again. Did y'all hear that? 6 people and $15,000 from me following up with people who already told me that they needed what I had. People who already said, I need you to come into my business and help me with clarity. People who said, I need you for my infrastructure. People who said, I need you to help me make decisions, pressure test decisions, reduce risks. 6 people and $15,000 from following up. Listen, I don't have to say anything else about that category. But what I will say, if there is someone that has reached out to you, someone that has expressed interest, someone that you have had a conversation with, or someone that you should be having a conversation with following up, there are absolutely finances in the follow-up. And 6 people and $15,000 proves that. Okay. Next, upsells. Listen, I love a good upsell and cross-sell. Is this good to y'all? Let me know. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Y'all talk to me nice in the comments or something. Upsells. Upsells and cross-sells. So when you give someone something that they want, and this kind of went, I talked about this in the example with the frequently asked questions with the brides, because those things that I described to you were absolutely upsells. But when you give someone what they want, and you know that there is something that can enhance this experience, you make the offer, right? When you get an iPhone, Apple says, hey, do you need earpods? Right? When you get a cell phone, they say, hey, do you need a case? When I bought this Stanley Cup, I got an email about these little cute boys. It's a little guy that goes on your straw. These are upsells. Upsells create incremental revenue for you based on something that people already wanted, but it enhances that experience. A cross-sell is something that you can use in conjunction with. So let me give you an example of a cross-sell. And I'm thinking in real time, y'all. Okay, you know when you go to the sneaker store and you buy sneakers and your sneakers come with laces, but maybe they have a nice orange and white lace that matches the stripe on your Nike, or they sell you the little scuff brush with the cleaner for your sneakers. That's a cross-sell. Because you can use this in conjunction with your original purchase. That is a place I see people leaving money on the table. Is that it? Is that all I got for y'all? Hold on. Let me see. Let me know this information is good to you. It feels so good to be on live stream. I'm happy to be here with y'all. Let me make sure I'm not leaving anything off. Then y'all know I'm going to reset the room, introduce myself, and go through them again. Oh, underutilized assets. So, coffee shops, cafes, event centers. I am finding so many people that have brick and mortars that are underutilizing their assets. Listen, I have a cafe back home that I'm working with. They close at 5 p.m. We begin renting her space starting at 7:30 p.m. and she's already rented that space, I think, the 6th time in the last 45 days. I'm the event space queen. You got a space I'm going to rent it for you. I was telling the story the other day about I had a $50,000 piece of business, and they had some things on their writer that I didn't have. It was space that I didn't need. I turned an office and a closet into space that they needed in order to close this piece of business. It was an asset that was sitting empty. And all I had to do was go to my boss and say, hey, look, if we do this, this will produce this amount of revenue. And so we did that, and I was able to close that $50,000 piece of business. So you, especially if you have a brick and mortar, if you don't have a brick and mortar, you might have a digital product. That's an asset. You have assets that should be revenue streams that you are not leveraging. So my name is Dee. I am a strategic thought partner and executive advisor to owners and operators who want to work smarter, drive revenue, and operate so efficiently so that they're not straining their teams. They want to grow sustainably, and they want to do it with a strategic thought partner who has been there, that has the business acumen, that has the sales experience, the marketing experience, and that can sit with you in the thick of it and help you make the decisions that will make you more money in your business. So thank you so much for being here. This has been a beautiful time with you here on live stream on this Saturday. I'll see y'all soon.